Hello everyone, welcome back to your Virgo readings. We're going to do the July monthly reading for those of you under the Virgo sign. I'm going to start with just looking back kind of at June. In the June reading we saw that you had kind of a upcoming adventure or shared experience that was looking to be fun or exciting. Let's see if that happened. What did it look like? And also a focus on receiving, answer to a heart's kind of question, something that was really weighing on the heart and the mind. And then we'll use these two decks and the charms, and we'll jump ahead and we'll look at the messages for July. I do timestamp below, so if you want to kind of skip over sort of the intro and the process, just adjusting my camera a little bit here. There we go. Just use the timestamps below. So let's get these out of my way. And we'll get a few cards here. Again, we're just reflecting back on June as we transition here into July. New month, lucky number 7. So let's see how we did in June. So maybe I'll do 3 cards. So looking back, and now looking ahead. And we'll see what feels right in sense of cards. Maybe I'll do 4 of each, no rhyme or reason. Maybe I'm just guided by the angels here to do 7, 3, and 4 is 7. So in the month of 7, so we've got 3, 3, 7, 7, 7, 7. So maybe there's some luck pouring in here for the Virgos. Maybe that's why my preamble is focusing on the number 7 here. Or July is a milestone here. The heavy focus on 7 for a milestone. Something's coming up. 4. And now we'll just add our charms. I do hope you had that adventure, or at least, the planning for it, the invitation began. Maybe I'll just kind of go up and down the cards the way I kind of piled them here. I'll just stop when they want me to. Just going quiet as I feel movement and where they want me to go here. Oh, okay, starting off pretty heavy. And then getting into some more messages here. Some motivation I can see here with the luck. I think they want the elephant, which is confidence. Yeah, the elephant came. Okay, sense of direction and purpose. Me fussing with the charms or just making sure they're on the right pile. So maybe I'll kind of adjust these a bit. Okay. So maybe I'll go side by side. All right. So interesting approach to the read. I couldn't even talk there. That was a weird tongue tie on my words. Maybe because you're wondering what the heck's going on as well as I kind of fuss here and tune in. I will make sure everything shows up on camera here. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay. We'll start off with June. Looking back in June, we've got this yes, excitement. I was talking about in the intro how in June you were looking for an answer, whether you were looking and reflecting internally to find that answer, or looking in your dreams, your intuition, getting a formal receipt of news. But it feels like your answer was yes, or at the very least you received the answer you were seeking in June. We were also talking about an upcoming adventure or shared experience that would be fun. So maybe yes, that happened, or yes, you got the invitation. We do have ease and grace here. Oh, we have the intuition and download. So yes, again, sort of you received the answer in your dreams. You received the answer through your intuition. So you completed that inner work. This is really beautiful, this kind of ease and grace, kind of out in this field. So I don't know if that adventure, like I said, did take place. I am drawn into the waterfall effect here. So maybe it was a physical adventure. Maybe it was a hike, because that was the language we were getting in June. So it seems like, for the most part, Virgos, you all kind of accomplished what we were seeing in the June reading for you all. Looks like I can go up pretty high here. Okay. So now I'll just bring in July. Let's see what July will bring. Let's see what order they want me to go in as well. So I think I'm going to be up here, kind of starting up here. We do have a little message from heaven here, a little incoming I love you message. So perhaps we're going to have a little hijack here of the reading of a loved one. I'm just going to put that aside. For some reason that's standing out to me. I don't know why. Because we have my other sign here, my other dove, my other bird with its wings wide open. This is ready to receive, right? Similar to the yes up there. It's also a sign of ease and peace. So you might be heading into the month with sort of that ease and peace of mind, because you got your answer. Your hands are spread wide open here. So you're ready to welcome in, you're ready to receive, you're ready to socialize. Like you just feel ready here. I'm just getting like a readiness. We have the sunflower here. Usually it's a standstill, but I think this is a readiness after a period of a standstill. Maybe it was quite a lengthy period of patience there as you were trying to wait and kind of hone in on figuring out that heart's answer. Maybe even a completion of that waiting period for the adventure to kind of happen. I feel like this is the waiting period is kind of over here, because your wings, even your angel's wings here, are wide open. Same with the bat. The bat's wings are wide open. You have two companions here kind of flying and moving forward together. But he's also kind of still hanging on. So he hasn't quite leapt forward yet, hasn't taken that step forward yet, but he's ready. He's definitely stretching, stretching after that long sleep, the long hibernation. So again, coming back to this standstill, sort of this long period is over. So kind of get up, stretch your legs, stretch your arms. July, you seem ready to go here. Okay. I'm holding at the top's best for these cards. Like look how her body's positioned here, right? She's following her intuition, her trust in self. Her self-confidence is fully glowing here. Her beautiful white essence. And I'm also drawn to just the sort of the swirling here, right? She's kind of rising out of a more turbulent kind of pattern, a more, if these were waves, right? Kind of, she's kind of coming out of it. Like this is the momentum, kicking up dust here and just trusting and moving forward. And I was saying it in June, right? The yes was you were trying to get an answer in your heart. You were trying to find, maybe you were soul searching, but you definitely got the answer here, because she's let go all of the what ifs and the whys and how comes. They're all back here in this turbulent time, and she's going forward here to the answer. Following her heart and mind, or in agreement and following here. I'm drawn to how this is like in the game of checkers. When you reach the end, in order to be crowned, you get you're doubled up, right? You have your two checkers. I also play backgammon. That also happens in backgammon. I believe you kind of are able to double up to block, I think. You know, there's like this again, this preparedness to set out here on this rainbow, right? He's collecting everything he needs. He's collecting his crowns. You know, he's taking his blindfold off. He's letting go of all the hurts, right? He's pulling it out of himself. He's got this beautiful robe on, so, you know, he has what he needs. He's got his nourishment. So we have this wonderful preparedness stage that you're in to step forward here, to take that leap after a period of time. I was just about to put this down, and then there was that reminder of a message coming in from a loved one on that's crossed for someone here, a Virgo. It could be all of you. It could just be you know, your collective of loved ones on the other side, kind of having that banner. I'm really getting impressions of marathon running. I don't know if it's because I just watched the movie Brittany Runs a Marathon, and sort of the process that she goes through, an evolution of defining what were her positive relationships and what weren't. You know, she follows her heart and figures out what her true passion is. You know, she goes through a tough time. And then her true supporters, you know, when she does step off and runs her marathon, they were all there cheering for her along the sidelines, right, at the finish line. So, you know, you've got some loved ones here that they're cheering you on this month. They're on the sidelines here. They're signs and banners. Okay. I'm going to come across. I seem drawn to this pile next. You just made a decision, but now I have a charm. This charm is a decision that needs to be made. So maybe it's the decision when you're going to step out in July and start to head forward, like when you feel fully prepared. But there is a decision ahead here, another decision ahead. Maybe it's between these two opportunities, because I have fast incoming news or potential for a quick change, like a change in lifestyle or a change up. But then I also have socialization, opportunity to speak, or an opportunity to be seen. So we have like an opportunity for change, like further change, kind of just head off on your own here, right? He's just kind of running off on his own, or to be seen. So maybe it's, you can continue your growth here in July, still more independent, maybe still more isolated, not really reaching out to everybody quite yet, or you can really just jump out there and shine. So let's see how the cards pair with that. Hold up here. See how your loved ones here. I kind of wish this card was over there. I understand why it was that card, but and maybe the charms fell the way they did, how the cards had stacked. But see how your loved ones are kind of here on the other side, right? Kind of whispering in your ear as you're sleeping. You've got this. Look at your wings are growing, and sort of the ongoing encouragement here, right? The strength, the protection, the wisdom. The emotional support with all the blue here. So, you know, maybe there's some encouragement here, Virgos, to reach out and, you know, your thoughts, your heart, or actually speak out loud and talk to your loved ones on the other side. They seem to be very close by right now, watching you and pushing you and guiding you. Absolutely thrilled with how you're moving forward here. And then here I'm drawn into the two elements. They're not clashing, but rather complementing, and it's like two worlds colliding, right? A cornucopia. It's kind of like a world of abundance. So with the two worlds colliding, it could be wholeness in two areas of your life. That could be maybe this fast change opportunity. Maybe you have an opportunity to not only continue to step forward and follow your passion in this change in lifestyle, but maybe there's a relationship or a key connection that's going to cross your paths here in July, and it's your choice if you want to kind of be aware and slowly engage and participate in it. But there's an opportunity here for two worlds to collide but complement each other. Like I said, they're not fighting, they're not clashing. Again, we have the birds, so supported, that's the word I was looking for. This crossing of paths, this meeting is supported by your loved ones here, your guardian angels here. You know, this could be the next key person in your life kind of coming in, a next key connection for you if you recently walked away, because we saw in this card in June and maybe previous to June, you've been kind of trimming some relationships or just focusing on the more positive ones. We'll come down here next. We'll kind of go around like a clockwise here. Kind of work our way through the month like a clock. So we have your good luck center is ready to fill up here. So you've already established your new kind of jar here, ready to get filled. It could be a connection back to that decision you made, right, with your heart, following your heart here as we saw. So as you're doing that, you're going to start to feel this new satisfaction, this new prosperity, abundance. You have this wonderful empty vessel that is just waiting to get filled. And that comes with some transparency. So July, you might get even some information. You might have a moment, an unplanned or opportunistic moment of observation that will give you some insights. This is kind of like the peeking through here. You know, you might come across something, or you might find something like between the lines. They're pulling me into the pages of a book here. So either you're literally going to open a book and you're gonna find what you need. Maybe you're one of those people who likes to open a book and just see, you know, what's the affirmation that you land on, what's the message that you land on. But there's some transparency here in either paperwork or your ability to read between the lines of what you're observing, what you're watching. You're seeing between the lines here. You're seeing through something. You've got some good, strong clarity here. Oh, look at you, you know, looking into your prism here, right? Your crystal ball. You know, you're like, I'm no dummy, right? And your guardian angel is looking in with you as well. So following you set off on this path here in June, heading into July, of following your intuition, you know, following your gut. You know, this guiding light, we saw that with the star up here, and it's continuing here. Yeah, your good luck is continuing in terms of giving you clarity here and closure. I like how I said you have a new vessel, right? Ready to receive. And what do we see here? We see a lineup of vessels. You can pluck your next empty one up above to start receiving what's raining down on you, right? So we have this reinforcement of how your luck is just going to continue to grow. This could be the first vessel here. And then you have all these other areas of your life, right? All the dimensions of you that are all going to start getting fulfilled and satisfied. You're not up here anymore. You're not up here in sort of the struggle, the storm. This is after the fact. This is more fireworks. This is celebration. So you have good luck in terms of your sixth sense. You know, you've really turned that on very good. You have good luck in terms of your powers of attraction and your powers of deduction this month as well, right? Your ability to see things as they are, see through things. You might be a good source of advice as well for others this month. So you might see a bunch of people reaching out to you as sort of seeking clarity or confidence as well because of your ability here to look in your crystal ball. All right, so coming to our last pile here, kind of closing out the messages for the month. We have the following the heart message, and it's coming in strongly with the elephant that was charging in the same direction. So there's this continuation of your efforts into July. You know, we saw that in June. You made the decision to follow your heart, to go after what makes you happy, you know, putting yourself and your needs first, and you're continuing to move forward here very confidently, with courage, with bravery. You're very focused on going from point A to point B, which is the arrow chart. You know, there's no deviation here. There's no distraction. And then we have a message of ending bad cycles, ending a commitment. I mean, that could be as simple as subscriptions coming to an end for you, but that leads to more wealth, right? So whatever ending or commitment that you're terminating this month, it's going to lead to more abundance. It's connected to your dreams and your powers of manifestation here. This is a commitment that you want ended. It's a decision you've already made. It's something you've manifested here. You brought in. Basically, this ending has to happen because it's just not part of your future. It's not part of where you're going. You're not taking it with you, right? Your power manifestation is blocking this commitment from coming forward. And we saw it, just above here, right? We saw the ending of commitment, your ability to let go, your emotional stability in July. Oh, look at the world. Look at you manifesting and taking control and creating the world that you desire, right? Major change, yeah. We know your lifestyle is, sort of the next evolution. July is the kickoff of that. They're drawing me into the scythe here and the head. So again, the cutting of relationships, the cutting of what doesn't emotionally support you. Here's your companion. I think in every single card, your guardian angel was showing up in a strong species, right? We had the wolf, we have a bear, we have a large skull. So all strength and self-assuredness. You're not afraid to speak up for yourself and to say what you need, right? Even if it's just, like I said, affirmations that you're really tapping into at this time, keep doing it. And the death also is reconfirming this end of a commitment here. One final kind of swoop, one last cut that needs to be made here in July, with the scythe. He's one last, challenge, like I said, one last connection, subscription, whatever it is, the snake is leading towards her. So it could just be an influence, an addiction, a habit, a bad behavior. There's one last thing that you're cutting out. This could be you putting your foot down saying, I'm going to have a dry July, or no more smoking. Like, it could be that type of commitment that you're cutting out here. But you have one last thing to cut on your pathway forward here as you follow your heart. So busy July for you, Virgos. You're coming out of your kind of quiet, contemplative period. You've chosen yourself, putting yourself first, following your heart. You're moving out of that period, and there's nothing but opportunity, good luck, transparency, and powers of manifestation waiting for you in July.